Hello. So hopefully you've got the tab, or this isn't going to make any sense. There's 4 guitars, 2 acoustics, 2 electrics. There's also a bass and a synthesizer. Everything's in standard tuning. One guitar, the one acoustic guitar, has a capo on the 5th fret, and that's the one that has the fingerpicky part. So that's probably the one you're going to be most interested in. That's acoustic guitar 2 in the tab. By the way, if I'm looking there, it's because I'm mirroring my phone to my screen so I can see what I'm doing, and I've got the tab there, so I probably won't be looking at the camera very much. Right, what I'll do is I'll just go through each part quickly, and then I'll spend a bit more time on acoustic guitar 2 because you're more interested in the fingerpicky part. But so the tab starts with acoustic guitar 1. The chords you're going to be using are B minor, A, B minor, F sharp minor, and then once ever G major 7 and B minor add 11, which sounds complicated, but it's just a B minor, but you don't bar the E string, that's it. And a G7 is just a G, but that finger's 1 lower. So normally you play G there. Because you need a finger there, you have to swap your fingers round like that, and that's G major 7. So the intro, so the first bit of the tab, the intro, goes sorry. And then there's a long pause that you can't count, it doesn't make any sense, it's just random. And then, so for the verse, guitar 1, you're doing this pattern, you're doing strum, dum 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 dum, strum, dum 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 dum. And then here's the lead into the chorus. Dun, dun. So the fingerpicky bit, guitar 1 just plays the chords behind this. So your chords are D, G and A. With the A, I mean, you can play it like that. I always play it like that. I just bar those 3 with 1 finger. I mean, it makes it a little hard maybe to get the E to ring out sometimes. But then if you're doing that or that, all your fingers are in use, so it's hard to do anything else if you need to add notes or whatever. So that way you've got 3 fingers free to do other stuff. So I'd say always learn A like that. Anyway, so so this is the fingerpicky bit. So and then back into the verse. Key changed. enough of that. Guitar 2. So, capo 5th fret. Actually, I need to stop my camera and start a new video because otherwise it's going to switch off. Okay, guitar 2, capo 5th fret. So for the intro, it does that flamenco-y thing. I can't do that for shit. The chords here are F sharp minor, E, B minor, C sharp minor, and then once ever, same as the last guitar, D major 7. I'm naming the chords here by their shape, not by what they actually are, because the capo's on. So like an A is actually a D with the capo on the 5th fret, but I've named them according to what the shape is, otherwise it's confusing as fuck. Okay, so I'll try and do this flamenco-y thing. So it's basically like F sharp minor. Long pause. Right, now the strumming pattern for guitar 2 is like that, pretty much the whole time. So first time only. Finger picky bit. So we'll come back to that in a second. But if you were to just play the chords through that part, it would go like this. Sorry, start again. Back to the verse, right? So, just remind myself what that goes like. F sharp minor. Key change. Where are you? Repeat. Okay, finger picky bit. Let me just zoom in so I can see. Now I'll try and play this, but I haven't really practiced it very much. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so this is the finger picky bit. I haven't practiced this very much. I'm probably going to fuck it up a lot. We'll see how we go. Some of this is kind of tricky, but it's easier if you just keep an eye on how I've got my fingers positioned for this, on the different parts. Anyway, so
a few moments later.
that's about as good as I can play it at the moment. Let's try it at speed. 3, 4. Yeah, so that where it's the D chord is probably the hardest, where you have to do that chord. It's a D, but you have to get your little finger on the 4th string, 4th fret, and that can be tricky. You could leave the 4th string out there and just not play it. It wouldn't really change anything. But it's there. This is 99% exactly what he plays, but because he's got like an acoustic guitar behind him, he's got a synthesizer behind him, a bass, so it's filling in some of the gaps. So when you play this on its own, it might sound a little bit sparse in places. You could probably add some bass notes into it to make it more interesting to play solo. But it's already reasonably difficult. So see how you get on with that. And then if you like, I can change it slightly so it's a bit more interesting to play solo if you want to. Okay, I'm going to stop and then we'll just quickly go over the 2 electric guitar riffs. So the electric guitars, one is playing the riff high, the other is playing it low, like an octave down. That's really it. And there's the riff, and then there's the riff in the key change. It's the same riff, just transposed like 4 tones or 4 semitones or something. It's almost exactly the shapes of the chords. So if you look at the chords for these, it'll tell you where, sort of what shape you should hold your fingers in. So, okay, electric guitar 1 high riff. Sorry, hang on. There's no capo on this. Try again. And then on that, I've put a little bit extra, which is on the first verse, because the first verse is a little bit extended. There's a couple of extra notes there, but that just goes 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, picky bit. So then the low version of that is so exactly the same, just an octave down. And then there's the key change high riff. 3, 4, 3, 4. Okay, and key change low riff. And that's it. That's pretty much the whole thing.